All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little San Francisco Giants video. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in the Bay. Also, this video brought to you by Mojo Fantasy. Use the link in the description and use that promo code Krug, K-R-U-E-G, and they will match your first deposit up to $100, and you can automatically enter a chance to win a Nick Bosa or a Brock Purdy jersey to be given away on Thanksgiving night in the postgame. All right, let's talk a little Giants baseball. The Giants chairman, Greg Johnson, made headlines announcing the direction of the franchise a little bit when they had the press conference to introduce Bob Melvin, and the Giants have hired Bob Melvin, the new manager of the Giants. He's the 39th manager in Giants history. He gets a 3-year deal, so he'll for sure be here in 24, 25, and 26. Farhan Zaidi was extended through 26 as well, so he gets a multi-year extension, 2 years tacked on to Farhan's one remaining year. So they're locked together for 3 years. This is the brain trust going forward for the next 3 years. Bob Melvin in the dugout, Farhan Zaidi running the show. And we'll get into some particulars on the Giants, but people were losing their mind because Charles Johnson's son, Greg Johnson, said, hopefully our goal is to somewhat break even. And immediately people are like, nobody wants to hear that from a billionaire sports franchise owner. Nobody wants to, hear these guys talk about their profit margin. They made, $75 million of profit this last year, and they bought the team for X, and it's now worth Y, and it's only going up, and we care about winning, and we don't care about profit, and blah, 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 blah. And I get it. I do get it. Believe me, I get it. And I understand why people are pushing back. But let's just say the truth here, which is that we all have to live within some form of a budget. And living within a budget is hardly a wild concept. We all do it. I do it. You do it. The Giants have to do it. How stringent is that budget is debatable, as far as the Giants are concerned. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with what Greg Johnson said, other than fans don't want to hear that. And this is where there's a disconnect between Greg Johnson, Farhan Zaidi, and the Giant fan base. Continue to talk up your passion and your determination to win that World Series, but don't, start to understand the basic tenets of sales. And we're going to get into it right now. Farhan and Greg Johnson, these guys probably didn't make their livelihood or their money that they've made and the success that they've had based on sales. So they need a little refresher in sales, and they need to come to grips with their reality, which is at the end of the day, they are salesmen and they have to sell their plan to everybody. Now let's get and that's it. Lay out your vision for what you want to do and sell it and be prepared to sell. Now, to do sales appropriately or effectively, you have to know who you are selling to. All right, so who are the Giants selling to? They're selling to 5 key groups of people: the agents, the players' wives, the sponsors, and most importantly, the fans. Those are the 5 groups that they're trying to sell. Those are the people that they need to resonate with. They're selling to those 5 groups. Once again, the agents, the players, their wives, the sponsors, and the fans. Those are the people they're selling to. All right, well, let's go through some basic tenets of any sale. And if you're in sales, you know this is true. Under promise and over deliver, not the opposite. This is a direct message to Farhan, who has talked a huge game at in the offseason with free agents. We're going after Judge. We're going after Correa. We're going after Harper. We're going after Stanton. Stop. Under promise, over deliver. Downplay your interest in these players until they absolutely have already signed on the dotted line. Don't promise it and then don't deliver. And this is not just an off-season problem for Farhan. This is an in-season problem. This guy talked up what they could potentially do at the trade deadline this year and landed AJ Pollock, who might be maybe the worst trade deadline acquisition in the history of the franchise. Did absolutely zero, nothing. And Farhan talked a huge game in the lead. No stone will go unturned. We're going to be active. We're going to be this. We're going to be that. Don't stop. Please don't. No more. Under promise, over deliver, not the opposite. Write it down on a piece of paper. Put it on your door and in your car. Make sure you understand that at every turn you need to under promise and over deliver, not the opposite. That's number one. Number two, speak the language of your audience, not your own language. In other words, don't ever talk about budgets, and especially don't talk about budgets in relation to your profit margin. Nobody on the other end cares. Literally nobody. The fans don't, the sponsors don't, the players don't, the agents don't, the players' wives don't. Nobody cares. So already Greg Johnson made a colossal error at the press conference. He talked about the Giants' budget in relation to the owner's profit margin. Don't do that. Nobody cares about millionaires and billionaires' extra profit, especially in 2024 or 2023. So there you go. Don't do that. That was a huge mistake. The other, be warm and be personal in how you deliver your messages. Speak the truth. Be flat. I mean, there has to be some warmth and some personality in how you deliver your message to the fans, to the agents, to the players, to their wives, to sponsors. You can't be a robot. You have to somehow find a way through all the dollars and cents to somehow be warm and personal in how you deliver your message. Don't create unnecessary conflicts with anybody. Just don't. It never is going to work out well. It always will burn you. Be flexible. Yes, you have an idea of how you want your deal to come down and how you want every arrangement to happen, but it may not happen that way. You're dealing with people. There's unforeseen circumstances. Be flexible. And really, here's the number one key. Continue to paint a picture of your vision for winning a World Series. And at every turn, continue to vocalize and verbalize your vision for winning it all, because that will resonate with everybody. That will get the fans on your side. That will excite the sponsors. That will attract players. That will influence agents. That potentially could impact the wives and how they think. Continue to paint that picture verbally of your vision for winning a World Series. Make other people feel that you are hell-bent on accomplishing your goal, that you're obsessed with winning. That's really the key. And then at the end of the day, pursue exciting, compelling talent. Exciting, compelling talent will sell tickets, excite sponsors, tell the agents that, man, good things are going on there, man. They're going after some real exciting players. Pursue exciting, compelling talent at every turn. All right, let's get to some specifics on the Giants. The Giants' 2023 payroll was $187 million. That was 12th in MLB. They have $159 million in 2024 commitments. So, the luxury tax threshold is $237 million. So they got roughly $80 million to spend in and around. Now, you got to be flexible. If you're not getting the players you want, you don't want to spend that money. But if you're getting the players you absolutely want, you might be willing to exceed that luxury tax threshold. It's punitive, but if you're getting the players that you want, it's probably the right move. Okay, let's talk quickly about the offseason ahead. Don't ever say the name Shohei Ohtani. The fans don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. You can't do that anymore. You talked up Judge. You made huge offers to Judge and Correa. Don't say Ohtani's name. Learn from the Giants ownership group in 1992. There was no rumors out there that they were going after Barry Bonds, and if they were very quiet. They were not driven by the club. There was no big public pursuit of Barry Bonds. He just poof, there he was, and then everybody was excited. Once again, under promise, over deliver. Shohei Ohtani is obviously the number one offseason prize. The Giants are obviously very interested in having him, despite the fact he won't pitch until 2025, which kind of complicates the negotiation, at least from the team's perspective. From his perspective and his agent's perspective, they still want money like he's going to pitch this year, but he's not. He's not a two-way player in 2024. He may be a two-way player in 2025. He's 29. He's the number one offseason free agent prize in a free agent market that's really, really thin and short on stars. Never say his name. In fact, I almost would only pursue it with his agent if they kept my interest in total secrecy. Do not get led around by the nose. Do not get your offer shopped. Do not be a public pursuer of Shohei Ohtani. Do your work in a stealth manner. Don't excite your fan base. Don't get expectations built up that you're going to land Shohei Ohtani. Surprise people. If you don't land him, then you don't land him. If you do land him, you're a conquering hero. Under promise, over deliver. Keep your Ohtani pursuit 100% private. Pursue him if you want. Keep it private. Don't say it. Sell the fact that you are an iconic winning franchise, despite the fact you haven't made the playoffs in 6 of the last 7 years. Don't pretend like 6 of the last 7 years don't even really matter or have happened, and sell the fact that you've got championships and you've won 3 World Series in recent years, and stay positive. Don't stay away from the 6 of the last 7 years you've missed the playoffs, and go with 10, 12, and 14 and your championship pedigree and your iconic status as a franchise. That's huge, huge part of the offseason. All right, there's a lot of talk the Giants are going to pursue 2 really intriguing international players. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the 25-year-old Japanese right-handed pitcher, 2-time MVP for the Oryx Buffaloes in the Pacific League. Exciting player. I mean, throws hard, an assortment of pitches, killer curveball from kind of an odd angle, 97 and 98 on the gun, 3+ pitches. That's an intriguing name. The Korean outfielder Jung-Hoo Lee, who looks like a potential batting champion and an incredible defensive player and an exciting player out of the KBO. Supposedly they're going after him. That will be intriguing to see. Can they land a player like that? The big questions for the Giants besides that, can Marco Luciano be the everyday shortstop? He had 231 over 14 games. He's been hurt a lot, but he's got major talent, major power potential. How confident are the Giants that Luciano can be the guy? Will Sean Manaea opt in or opt out? Will Michael Conforto opt in or opt out? That's a big decision. Those are 2 big decisions the Giants are waiting on from those particular players. And then, of course, there's going to be a lot of changes to the coaching staff. Rumors of Matt Williams and Ryan Vogelsong. Bob Melvin's going to clearly bring some of his guys from San Diego. Andrew Bailey has already announced that he's going to be leaving the team, the Giants pitching coach, to go get closer to his family, I would imagine, on the East Coast. So Bailey's gone. But that's the offseason in a nutshell. Under promise, over deliver, speak the language of the fans. Stop talking about your profit margin. Don't talk about your budget. Try to be warm and personal. Be honest. Be flexible. Continue to paint a picture of your vision for winning a World Series. Don't create conflicts. Pursue compelling talent. I mean, it's the basics. It's the basics. You're selling to agents, players, their wives, sponsors, and fans. Don't forget who your audience is. All right, there you go. The Larry Krueger rundown on the offseason. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. And thanks to Mojo Fantasy for sponsoring this video. Click the link in the description and use that promo code Krug, K-R-U-E-G, to get your first deposit match up to $100 and automatically enter into a contest or a possibility, not a contest, but a not a raffle, but we'll be, it's not an auction. We will be giving away a Bosa and a Purdy jersey on Thanksgiving night in the post game to everybody who registers at mojo.com and uses that promo code Krug on Thanksgiving night. All right, thanks to all of you for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.